Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm Lachlan, and today I am teaching you the Arise flow, which features spins, swings, strikes, and coordinated footwork. I'm gonna be breaking this flow down into 4 main steps so it's nice and easy to learn. But first, let's see the fast version of the flow. Let's go. Alrighty, the first part of the Arise flow is going to be alternating reverse lunges with a down strike. So here's what that means. I'm gonna come into my warrior stance, both hands bottom of my mace, one hand will rise to center grip, and the opposite leg will step back as I down strike. And from here, I'm going to pull the mace up, switch my hands, and strike down. And then simply switch between those two. Now there's one critical tip. If you're finding that the hand closest to the head of the mace is getting more tired than the hand back, then you are using too much of your front arm to move the mace, and you have to use your back hand as well. So as you pull up, you're trying to use your tail hand to push down, and you're actually allowing the mace to move like a lever. And by pushing down on it, you make it much easier for your front arm to switch from side to side. So try to make sure that about 50% of your energy is going through each arm in order to move the mace more efficiently. Alrighty, the second part of this flow is certainly the trickiest part. But the good news is that once you get this part down, the rest of the flow is a breeze. So here we go. The next step after we've done a down strike is I'm going to be pushing down on the tail, catching with my palm out, stabbing forward, and then I would be dropping the mace behind as I catch, step back, and shield. Now, the reason this is tricky is because of this fun Jedi move. So hold your hand close to the head of the mace, and you can pinch between thumb and forefinger, and even when you drop it around, you can actually even take that first finger off and pinch with just your thumb. Experiment with this, try it on both sides, and make sure that it's something you feel solid doing. This is important for this flow. So, master that, feel free to pause the video, but I'm gonna continue now into actually executing it. So we're gonna do a few reps together. So I'll come into my warrior stance, one hand center grip, opposite leg steps back, strike. Push down on the tail, hand that was on the tail is gonna come up to the top of the mace, palm facing out. I'm gonna tilt the mace horizontal, step forward with the back leg, stab. And then I'm going to drop it around just like I discussed. I'm gonna catch with my free hand, step back into a reverse lunge, and then shield. And that's all there is. And then I'll stand up, bring my hand into the center of the mace, and repeat on the other side. So opposite leg steps back, push down on the tail, palm out grabs the top of the mace, bring it horizontal, step forward, stab. Drop behind, reconnect, step back, shield. One more on each side. Reconnect, opposite leg steps back. Push down on the tail, palm out grabs the mace, horizontal, step forward. Drop it around, reconnect, step back, shield. Come up once more. Drop that hand in the middle, opposite leg steps back. Push down on the tail, right hand, in my case, palm out grabs the mace, step forward, stab. Drop around, reconnect, step back, shield. And that is step number 2 of this flow. Definitely the hardest part, so you're doing a great job if you've made it this far. Step number 3 is my favorite part because we're adding in our first swings in this flow. So let's check it out. So far what we've done, we've had the down strike, we've switched hands so we can step forward and stab, dropped it back, and into the shield. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna slide my tail hand up the mace as I pivot and bring the mace around. And then I'm going to push the mace into a swing and catch at the tail. The final step here is I'm gonna drop the mace back, point it vertical, and then uppercut, finishing in a horizontal position. And that's all that this step is. So let me reset that so you can see. So We had our, let's see, I'll finish here in this shield. Slide the tail, hand up, grab. Pivot around, push the mace through, grab at the tail, pull it in. Drop the mace back, up, and then uppercut. So it's finishing horizontal with the mace head in front of me. And that's all there is to this step. So let's do a couple on each side, and then we'll move on to finish the flow in step 4. So come into our warrior stance. One hand center grip. Opposite leg steps back. Push down on the tail, catch, palm out. Step forward, stab. Drop behind, reconnect, step back. Slide the hand up. Pivot around, push the mace, catch the tail, drop it back. Vertical, uppercut. Beautiful. I'm just gonna push back up to center and switch my hands. So now my opposite hand is in center grip, so I can repeat it on the other side. So opposite leg steps back, push down on the tail, palm out, step forward, stab. Drop behind, step back, shield. Slide the tail hand up the mace, pivot around, push through, catch the tail, drop it back, drop it vertical, uppercut, and push back. Beautiful. So that is the third step. Now we're gonna move on to step number 4, which is gonna finish out the whole flow. You're so close to it, you got this. Alrighty, we're gonna finish this flow nice and strong with a drop shield and then switching to the other side. So we've completed the whole flow and it'll lead us right into the other side of the flow. So what this is going to be, from this position, just so I can show you, you have that uppercut, right? So I'm gonna be dropping the mace back again, so the mace goes vertical. I'll pivot my body forward, and then I'll pull the tail down and push the mace out. So that's all it is. I'm pulling the tail down, pushing the mace out. Okay, that's our drop shield. So let me show you the whole thing in flow, and let's do it together here. So I am going to come into my warrior stance, both hands bottom of the mace, one hand center grip, left leg back, in my case, push down on the tail, palm out grabs the mace, I'm gonna step forward, stab, drop behind, reconnect, step back, shield. Slide the tail hand up, pivot, push around, catch at the bottom, drop it vertical, uppercut. Now I'm gonna drop the mace the same way it came. So I'm gonna drop it back vertical, pull the tail down, and push it out. And that's it. Now we're gonna switch to the other side of the flow. So I'm gonna come back up to center. I'm gonna drop the mace outside. So whichever side the mace head is on, in this case it's my right side, I'm gonna drop it down, push down on the tail to switch, and then opposite leg steps back. So I've been able to switch sides. Let me go through the flow again. So push down on the tail, grab hold, stab. Drop behind, step back, shield. Slide your hand up, push around, catch. Drop it back, vertical, uppercut. Drop it back the same way it came. Pull and push through. And now switch. So I'm gonna drop the mace outside my front leg, push down on the tail to switch, and then that leg will step back. So I can finish in the same reverse lunge with the down strike. So let me go through that one more time on each side, still calling it out. This is the whole arise flow. Here we go. Push down on the tail, palm out grabs the mace, step forward, stab. Drop behind, reconnect, shield. Slide your hand up the mace, push around, drop it back, down, uppercut. Beautiful. Drop it back the same way it came. Pull and push through. Drop it outside your front leg, push down on the tail, switch. Leg steps back. Same thing, push down on the tail, palm out grabs the mace, step forward, stab. Drop behind, step back, shield. Slide the hand up, push around, catch. Drop it back, down, and uppercut. Drop it the same way it came, so pulling back, pull and push through, and then switch back to the original side. So come up, dropping it outside that front leg, push down, switch. and then we'll come back to our warrior stance. So that is the Arise flow. Definitely go back and rewatch any sections if it's confusing. This is an awesome flow. Check it out and try it in your workouts. Thanks so much for watching, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to level up your mace skills fast. And I'll see you on the next Flow Made Simple video. Peace.